Spring and a wedding have come to a small New England town. Spring has come thumping into the hearts of a young couple. They've joined hands for a lifetime. But before they settle down, there's the excitement of a wedding trip ahead. Where are they going? They didn't say. Well, Nancy takes after her great-grandfather, and he was the skipper of a clipper ship. She has that faraway gleam in her eyes. The Virgin Islands? Nassau? They've only got 2 weeks. Dick must get back to his laws. Anyway, they promised to telephone the minute they arrive. In just a couple of days, they said. In a few hours, Nancy and Dick have made half the trip and paused at the top of the Mark Hopkins, high above San Francisco. They've taken a shortcut in the course set by old clipper ships around Cape Horn. As modern travelers, they might relax in Los Angeles, Seattle, Portland, or Tacoma, Pan American's gateway cities to the Pacific. The routes of the flying clippers are traveled by young and old on business or pleasure trips. They've come to learn it's quicker by clipper. But today, the name means more than speed. It stands for comfort, seats with lots of leg room and space out of the way for Nancy's coat. The name also stands for service by the world's most experienced airline, its flight officers and cabin crews. The Earth is a revolving stage, rolling out a giant show to which clipper passengers have a front seat. The curtain is going up on San Francisco Bay. Dick and Nancy will remember the great bridge rushing beneath their wings, the bay merging into the Golden Gate, the Golden Gate sweeping into the spreading waters of San Francisco's oceanfront. And all at once, life has become calm and restful, high above the shipping lanes of the Pacific Ocean. Magazine? No, letters to catch up with, on the table that slides out from the seat. Fresh air? Passengers can regulate the vent above their seat to suit themselves. The littlest passenger who is getting a free ride and plenty of attention can even have his bottle warmed and cry for his baby food kit, all ready for him in the galley. Compliments of the management. A clipper trip is full of new discoveries. For instance, there's sleeperette service. You just push a button in the seat and the back goes down. Then a leg rest slides out. You can change your position or your view. It's restful and convenient. By the way, where are you girls planning to stay? There must be something in the air that makes for sociability. Perhaps it's the spirit of adventure. Somehow it's easy to get acquainted, to make valuable new contacts with quite important people. Even the captain likes to take time out to meet his passengers, to share news flashes, and report the clipper's position on its course. It's reached the halfway mark from San Francisco. It would have covered almost the same distance from Seattle, Portland, and Tacoma, or from Los Angeles. Dick and Nancy are getting a lot of travel information from their new friends. Before they know it, they've worked up quite an appetite. From appetizers to coffee, through steak, salad, and dessert. Their lunch is spread over 300 miles. Tactful Nancy picks the ideal time to suggest a future trip. Perhaps they can come through Los Angeles next time and visit Hollywood. After a meal like that, it's easy to get drowsy, to stretch out, warm and comfortable for a good nap, far above earthly cares. To fall asleep with thoughts of pleasant days to come. But the members of the crew are wide awake. While the navigator plots the Clipper's course, the radio officer talks to the landing field, makes a record of traffic conditions, of wind and weather, all to be reported to the captain. All's clear for a smooth landing. The Clipper glides down over a glowing jewel in a setting of shimmering silk. It was a lovely dream, and it's come true. Just 2 days from New England with one stopover, Nancy is about to see the land her great-grandfather reached after a long, hard battle with 2 oceans. The land that was first discovered by Captain Cook. It took him nearly 3 years to travel around the world. Dick and Nancy could make it in 6 days by flying Clipper. Some other time, they're on their honeymoon and they've reached their destination. Lays spell Hawaii and Aloha. Aloha, which means hello or goodbye and come again. Aloha, which means anything it's nice to say, like the island's welcome to their visitors. Right away, Dick and Nancy are made to feel that they belong. They meet the husband of a new acquaintance and are invited to another island. They mustn't miss a sunrise or a sunset over Maui's great volcano, or fail to take a pack trip in the crater through huge and brilliant cinder cones. But first, they must see Waikiki. So it's Aloha. Welcome to Hawaii. You don't need a passport or a visa to get to Honolulu. It's an American city and the happy meeting place of East and West. Stores display the latest mainland styles, while bazaars offer Oriental wares or Hawaiian specialties. On the street of the lei vendors, orchids, gardenias, and blossoms with exotic names are threaded by the thousands into garlands. They say it all with flowers in Hawaii for a song. And there's a song on every breeze. Under the banyan tree at the Hotel Moana on Waikiki, Hawaiian songs are broadcast to the mainland. Once a week, the Hula takes the spotlight on the program of Hawaii Calls. After the show, visitors may drift over to the Royal Hawaiian for a dance at cocktail time. The sky is the roof and Diamond Head the backdrop. After a turn on the dance floor, it's pleasant to sit about on the lawns of great hotels with famous names. Halekulani, Palms, Moana. Even in a lazy moment, you can watch other people having fun. With a light breeze and sun-bright water to spark the fun, Waikiki is a summer playland all year round. It's ruled over by mainland visitors. Hawaiians call them malahinis and make only one request. Malahini leave troubles on mainland fleets. But the islands of Hawaii have other attractions. How and where can they be found? Tourists get help and friendly answers to all their questions.
Here you are in Honolulu on Oahu. You can get to each island in about an hour by the inter-island planes of the Hawaiian Airlines to Kauai, to Molokai, to Maui, or to the big island of Hawaii.
To get to Haleakala, you fly to Maui.
And you can get a car to meet you at the airport. Rent it by phone from here and drive right up.
What about a place to stay?
Well, the Haleakala Mountain Lodge is near the top in the national park itself. It's home-like and informal, and it provides horses for trips into the crater.
Just as they promised at the airport, their new friends are taking Dick and Nancy over the top of an island into the crater of a dormant volcano, 10,000 feet above sea level, on a trail that winds gently down the crater wall to the floor, 2,500 feet below. This is the House of the Sun, Haleakala, 9 miles long and 3 miles wide, deep enough to hold the clouds that drift in through 2 great gaps. Someday, Nancy may forget the sound of strumming ukuleles, but you will remember the great silence that followed her into the crater, broken only by the sound of hoofs and creaking leather. Legend has it that Maui, the Polynesian demigod, caught and held the sun here until it promised to give his mother time to finish her day's work. Hard to believe? Maybe. But who is to question the legends in Haleakala, where huge cinder cones are shrouded in a sea of clouds and nurture on their desolate slopes the rare, mysterious silverstone? In a grassy area bypassed by lava flows, while a park ranger explains that all the islands were built up thousands of years ago by eruptions which began in the ocean floor. Kilauea on the Big Island is still active. Hot steam rises continually. It's piped into the volcano house to provide hotel guests with natural steam baths. In the crater, a lava pit may boil up at any time. The burning rivers, flaming lakes, and fiery fountains can be watched in safety. When the show starts, people drop everything and rush to the volcano. Down the mountainside over old volcanic rock, long since eroded into the fertile soil of pastures, woods, and fields. Lava flows reach the sea and circle coves, out to the coral reefs. Hawaiians live between shore and mountain, where shelter, food, and clothing present few problems. The weather's never cold, the lauders never bare. There's good hunting on the land and good fishing in the sea. To these people, the sea is a bountiful provider. Seaweed is a green vegetable that comes with its own salty seasoning. Opihi, tiny oysters with a sharp and biting taste, grow thick as berries. His net precisely draped and folded, the fisherman stalks his prey. This one works underwater with a spear. In one bite, he kills the squid and does away with an accusing eye. Pig to be washed and salted with seawater. Coconut meat to be shredded for dessert. Taro to be gathered, the roots scraped and steamed, then pounded and thinned with water into poi, the Hawaiian staff of life. All these preparations are for a feast, a luau to which Dick and Nancy have been invited. Dick is picking up a new recipe for Nancy's notebook. Dig ground oven, place red hot stones on pig, cover with leaves, and bake till done. Leaves are cut to make a table pad, and the ground serves for the table as well as for the cooking stove. Dick and Nancy have joined in to help prepare the food and set the table. It's sprinkled with flowers and decorated with a centerpiece of pineapples, mangoes, and papayas. Dinner is ready now, and over the fruits of the land and of the sea about to be enjoyed, a blessing is spoken.
E koma kuila ko krani ano e no mako ka ko ke kuha a kuni na lo ke awina no ye kuno no iko anu me ko me ke e la no me ko una me ka ko ani. Amen.
Then hands and fingers go to work. A quick twirl in the poi follows a mouthful of pig and trimmings served in leaves and coconut shells. Poi and chicken, poi and fish, salmon rubbed with onions and tomatoes called lomi lomi, poi and taro leaves in coconut milk called luau, also the name of this traditional feast. It wouldn't be a luau without a hula. Hawaiians are cheerful people. They sing and dance what they feel like saying. These are the after-dinner speakers, and they have all kinds of stories to entertain their guests. The hula is an art of many moves. History, legends of Hawaiian kings and heroes, love songs, poems in praise of nature's beauty. Ancient hulas were pagan hymns, once chanted by a priest to the rhythm of gourds and calabashes. But always in a hula, words are expressed in the sign language of the dancer's hands.
Aina ia mai, ka puana e, karani ka vika, hei no ala,
swells into the island symphony. Modern travelers get a comprehensive view from the inter-island plains of the Hawaiian Airlines. These islands were first conquered and united by Kamehameha, Hawaii's greatest king. Today they're outposts of the United States in the Pacific under territorial rule. At the highest point in the Poly Road, Nancy and Dick lean hard against the trade wind to see vast panoramas of rich cultivation. Great fields of sugar cane, Hawaii's largest industry, spread to the shoreline. They produce the highest sugar yields per acre in the world. Crops are maturing in some fields, while others are planted and harvested. Fire running quickly along the ground clears rubbish from the stalks. Then field workers cut the cane and haul it to the mills for crushing and shipping to refineries on the mainland. Pineapple, the second largest crop, grows on the higher slopes. It's cultivated according to the latest findings of scientific agriculture. Almost all the pineapple in the world comes from Hawaii, canned and packed in island factories. On great ranches, Hawaiians ride horses as skillfully as they ride the ocean waves. They're called pañolos, after the Spaniards and Mexicans who brought cowpunching to the island. Dick and Nancy hadn't expected to watch a cattle branding, and was surprised to learn that the second largest ranch in the United States is in Hawaii. Dick would like to go in for some dude ranching, but Nancy has had enough. So has the cat. The entertainment of visitors is another major island industry. Nature provides the views, but islanders stage the events, which are sure to be taking place somewhere at any time. Like the hukilaus, a community fishing party with a huge net spread in a semicircle and pulled to shore. Those who work divide the catch. There's more than enough for all. Driving about the islands, loafing on shaded lawns or in lanais, the open porches found in all Hawaiian dwellings, stopping overnight on one of the outer islands for a quiet interlude, getting away from it all in a small boat built for two. Driving a ball against the backdrop of a mountain or swimming pool. Visitors in hotels on all the islands live in the open, surrounded by luxury and varied entertainment. There's entertainment in the tradition of different lands. The islands have attracted many people from the Orient. They've brought their religions and their languages, their customs, their special ways with food. Japanese, Chinese, Koreans, and Filipinos all add their own bright accent to the island color scheme. From Samoa comes savage colors, flashing, razor sharp. Since they left home not quite 2 weeks ago, Nancy and Dick have been traveling fast. From the time their flying clipper touched the runway, they have enjoyed the island's entertainment, hospitality, and stimulating sports. They've come to know a land that has risen from the sea to bask in year-round sunshine, a land of happy, carefree people. They've absorbed a bit of the traditions, the legends, the magic that is Hawaii. Nancy and Dick will tell their friends about all these things, but how will they express the feeling of catching a wave and racing through the wind and spray?
are the yellow sands of Waikiki, and these are the gentle trade winds that blow by day and by night here in this gentle land of gentle people. I'm Harry Owens, passing through on a Polynesian holiday, returning to Hawaii, my first love, my land of beginning, my land of make-believe come true. And though I have just made my 49th crossing of the Blue Pacific, the thrill, believe me, is new each time I reach this lovely shore. The blue Hawaiian sky, the blue Hawaiian waters, and majestic old Diamond Head watching serenely over all. Yes, these are the things my memories are made of. Happy, carefree memories they are, closely tied in with carefree, kindly people such as my old friend Chick Daniels, king of the happy Hawaiian Beach Boys. Chick, who years ago taught my baby daughter, sweet Leilani, how to swim. Yes, this is still Waikiki, for Chick Daniels is still here. And so's Coconut Willy, who'd make you a hat for $1. Back in the old days, ah, what memories. And what a puili papali. That means crazy hat, Waikiki style. Temperature of the water is 73, invigorating and bracy. Temperature of the air just right to make a fellow want to loaf for the rest of his days. And you don't need any lessons in loafing over here, because it comes naturally. Ah, yes, this is the land of escape. Escape from that early morning alarm clock. Escape from that daily delirious drive on the crowded freeway. Escape from that old work routine. Yes, here at Waikiki, you'll come pretty close to being a carefree kid again. Here is a catamaran, cat for short. An invention of our Polynesian ancestors, it makes for mighty smooth and pleasant sailing on the Sapphire Sea, here at Waikiki. And this is the sturdy outrigger canoe. Centuries ago, in sea craft such as this, our Polynesian people migrated from island to island in the South Pacific Sea, from Tahiti to Moorea to Aitutaki, from Tonga to Samoa to Hawaii. And now get prepared for your thrill of a lifetime. Grab a surfboard and follow me. If you've never participated in the sport of kings, prepare to do it now. For this is the day of the big surf, so hold on to your hats and away we go. Oops, this surf is just a little too big for me today, and I'll make a confession. In 23 years of trying, I haven't stayed on a board yet. In fact, I'm known as the most consistent pearl diver in all the South Sea Islands. So that's what they call you over here when you lose your board and plummet down to the bottom of the sea. And it ain't fun, believe me, when you hit that coral head on at 40 miles an hour. So from now on, I think I'll leave surfboard riding to the experts and find myself some sport a little more on the gentle side. I think I'll try it just once more. No use being a sissy about this. If the natives can do it, now I know this is for the birds, but not for me. And I read somewhere recently that surfboard riding in Hawaii today is really tame compared to what it was more than a century ago, when it was exclusively the sport of kings, queens, and the highborn. Wow, that's pretty hard to imagine. I read also that boards have changed very drastically. So the other day, just to make sure, I paid a visit to the Bishop Museum and had a look-see at a surfboard of the early 1800s. It belonged to High Chief Paki. Now that surfboard was made out of sturdy island koa wood, and it weighed 160 pounds. What a man this Chief Paki must have been to handle that one. Today, the surfing skill of the champions is still an incredible thing. But today we use far lighter boards, boards that are made from featherweight balsa, redwood from California, West Indian corkwood, and even hollow fiberglass. But enough of the statistics. Let's watch the surfboard riders. Yes, here at Waikiki, the former playground of Polynesian gods, the surfboard riding champions of today don't have to take a back seat for anyone. Why, even little children can do it. Even middle-aged folks can do it. Yep, just anybody with a little patience and practice can learn to ride a surfboard. Anybody, that is, except me. Now, if you come from the great open spaces of Texas, or Oklahoma, or Montana, or even from Australia, South Africa, South America, or California, and if you've ridden the range and had any experience on a bucking bronco, this will help, believe me. And people do come from all these places to try their skill in surfboard riding. And as you can see, the world's greatest spot for the world's greatest sport is right here at Waikiki. But when it comes to sports, whittling is more down my alley. I learned to whittle in my early youth, back in my old hometown of O'Neill, Nebraska. And through the years, I reckon I've whittled my way through every island in Polynesia. Down here, it seems everybody loves an old man who whittles. So I'll leave the surfboards to the stalwart athletes, me for the easier way of life. beckon on my Polynesian holiday, but Waikiki made gentle trade winds whisper my song tonight, telling my love that it won't be long till I will return to her and Waikiki. Aloha. This is Honolulu, and today is steamer day in the Hawaiian Islands. This is John Smith preparing to welcome a friend, and I'm Harry Owens, here in Hawaii on a Polynesian holiday. As the great Matson liner Lurleen passes Old Diamond Head, it's a signal to the entire island to wake up, get up, and declare a day off. Yes, this is the time-honored old Hawaiian way of extending aloha, our island hospitality, on steamer day. Soon now, 700 eager vacationing people will set foot upon Hawaii's friendly shore. And before vacation time has ended, they'll want to linger here forevermore. For many of them, this is the realization of their dream of a lifetime, their first visit to these lovely isles of paradise. Waving palms of Hawaii point the way to Waikiki, to my old home, the Royal Hawaiian Hotel, and the many new hotels which have sprung up in answer to the needs of progress. Massive, beautiful, up-to-the-minute modern skyscrapers they are. But here and there, you'll still discover a leaning to the Polynesia of yesteryear. This hotel, for example, still clings to the little grass shacks that you'll find in old Samoa. Now, with all of our vacationers taken care of in the great hotels of Waikiki, their day of entertainment begins. A day that will be engraved in the memory of 700 people who have just found paradise. I've just got to say hello to my old friend David Kavika Bray, and then let's teach these Malahinis, these newcomers, how to do the hula. Yes, your first day in Hawaii is a wonderful, unforgettable experience. But let us warn you, this Waikiki sunshine is a penetrating thing. That white skin of yours will burn mighty quickly, so be careful. Take a ride in an outrigger canoe. It's a thrill. We highly recommend it. And a twin-hulled catamaran is fun, but surfboard riding, watch it. After a morning of tremendous thrills with outrigger and surfboard, you'll suddenly discover that you've acquired a tremendous Hawaiian appetite. So take yourself to the surf bar at the Royal, or cross Kalakaua Avenue and grab a snack at Don the Beachcombers. But more than likely, you'll get an invitation to a native luau of pig with all the South Sea trimmings, fish and poi and lomi salmon and lau, where the pig is stuffed with hot volcanic rocks and baked in an underground oven. Or if you're looking for something Chinesey, don't overlook Lao Yi Chai's. It's just a short walk from any of the Waikiki hotels, and what a lovely spot it is. But more of the real old China is to be found downtown in busy, bustling Honolulu. And be sure to say hello to my old friend Henry Awa Wong when you visit Wo Fat's famous restaurant. Absorb the festive spirit of the Chinese New Year with all its hopes and dreams, and give my love to lovely Lotus Blossom. Over at A'ala Park, you'll usually find a friendly little game of Chinese checkers in progress. And I think I'll place my bet on this wiry contestant. There's a tense moment coming up. I think we've got our opponent worried. He's in trouble, you can see that. Yep, we've got him. Back at Waikiki, let's meet the native bead vendors and pick up a few trinkets for the folks we left back home. Many of these colorful beads and shells have been brought all the way from Bora Bora and Tahiti. A trip around Oahu is a relaxing must on your first day in Hawaii. This is called Rabbit Island. And this is Chinaman's Hat. And everywhere the trade winds blow, blending their music with the symphony of a waterfall and the gentle rustling of sugar cane. The winds blow by day and by night here at Nu'uanupali, immortalized in song and in story. For in the final battle of Oahu, it was over this great cliff that King Kamehameha I hurled the enemy and established the Kamehameha dynasty. Now this is the grass shack where Robert Louis Stevenson lived. The Royal Mausoleum. Each year it is my privilege to visit this sacred place where sleep the great kings and queens of old Hawaii, and to place a flower garland on their tomb in gratitude to the Hawaiian people who once long ago adopted me. All of them rest here except great King Kamehameha I, and where he sleeps is a time-shrouded mystery known only to the gods. In the National Cemetery of the Pacific, cradled in a dormant volcano called Punch Bowl, more than 12,000 of our war heroes rest in eternal peace. And many of the 700 people who arrived on the Lurleen today will visit here and place a flower garland on the grave of one who gave his life that Hawaii might live. I'll bet you that every person on board the Lurleen brought his camera along today. There'll be pictures of people taking pictures of people taking pictures of people. But with all these Hula lovely maidens, we'll take back home some films that'll knock their eyes out back in O'Neill, Nebraska, Keokuk, Iowa, and Split Lip, Nevada. As the day ends here in these Hawaiian Islands, I must move along to other exotic places that lie west of the sun. And as I leave you, it is my sincere hope that you've enjoyed your first glimpse of paradise. Aloha. This is the great cosmopolitan city of Honolulu, and I'm Harry Owens, passing through on a Polynesian holiday. Well, can I remember my first trip here a long time ago. The little grass shacks of yesterday will always remain a symbol of that lazy, carefree life which was mine to live through those many years, which now, in retrospect, have all gone by so quickly. Since the days of King Kamehameha, and clear through the troubled regime of Queen Liliuokalani have these isles been blossoming. The royal palace still stands, the spirit of Aloha still lives. My good friend Governor Samuel Wilder King shows me the plaque in front of Iolani Palace. It commemorates the first raising of the American flag and the beginning of a new era here in old Hawaii. This is downtown Honolulu as we find it today, where progress started its march with the raising of our flag at the turn of the century. The lazy grass shack village of yesterday, now a buzzing, busy, bustling metropolis where time may no longer stand still. waving fields of sugarcane, while they still make hula music with the trade winds, have become our biggest industry. And even with the modern machinery of today, they give employment to many thousands of Hawaii's people. Pineapple was, for many years, our next big industry, but dropped into third place as the tourist trade skyrocketed into the #2 spot. So our sleepy little Honolulu of yesterday suddenly awakens to the needs of today. New hotels spring up by the dozen. New modern highways skirt our palm-fringed island. A superb yacht harbor that's a port of dreams to every sea-loving sailor. New modern bank buildings. Tripler, largest and finest equipped military hospital in the land. And Honolulu International Airport ranking third among the busiest airports in all the world. Yes, construction continues by day and by night, for in all the four corners of the earth, it seems, vacation-minded people have heard of this place called Hawaii, land of make-believe come true. Modern Honolulu has indeed awakened to the call of the outside world. Movie houses deluxe, drive-ins open 24 hours a day, 3 television stations with our own microwave relay that carries TV to every island in the Hawaiian group. King Kalakaua would not recognize today the avenue which bears his name, but still the cocoa palms remain, and the blue Hawaiian sky still smiles with possibly a touch of whimsy as it watches over this former playground of royalty. Here in busy Honolulu, the traffic's a lot heavier than it used to be, but with our men of tomorrow on the job, it's pretty well under control. Oops, no jaywalking is tolerated over here. Nope, you can't get by with that. Somebody always has to ham it up. And am I in trouble now? Hope I can talk him out of this one. modern Honolulu of today still finds time to pray. This is the Mormon church downtown. And out at Waikiki, tiny St. Augustine's. Her walls are open latticework and the birds of the air fly in and out at will. Here we see a church of the Japanese. And this one, Chinese. Its pagoda typical of old Cathay. This is the altar of a Buddhist temple. Yes, this is Hawaii, the crossroads of the world, where east meets west, where peoples of every race, color, and creed live by the golden rule in a spirit of friendship, in a bond of brotherhood. We've got a lot of fun games over here, too, and all the kids join in. Yeah, all the kids join in. The many different racial mixtures you'll find here on Hawaii's lovely isle. Hawaiian, Japanese Hawaiian, Portuguese Hawaiian, Chinese Hawaiian, Filipino Hawaiian, and Aloha everywhere. Our Polynesian holiday calls us now to other lands, but Hawaii, lovely Hawaii, return we will, return we must. Aloha nui loa.
our islands.
Hunyang Yoha Loi Tan Hong San.
ハワイへの観光客の皆さん、よくいらっしゃいました。心からのアロハを申し上げます。
Yorana, Timao Marahini Manava.
Magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Mabuhay sa mga bagong dating dito sa Hawaii.
Anu ay enam malihini, kipam mai.
Talofa, Afio Mayo, Mato Motu.
Hunyang kok wai loi pan tau tan sa.
Many languages, many races, but one people. Aloha and welcome to the beach at Waikiki as Hawaii calls. Yes, this is the beach at Waikiki. There have been more songs written about it than any other beach in the world. Maybe you've seen it on some vacation trip that's been relegated to your memory file. Some people say it's changing. So it is inshore a bit. Some of the old shacks are gone. New buildings have replaced them. But Waikiki Beach itself is the same gay, colorful picture of surfboards, outrigger canoes, suntanned people from far places, ukuleles and guitars and flowers and music everywhere. Look around and see for yourself as we bring you the music that has meant only one beach in the world for many years. And we're there right now on the beach at Waikiki. Sweet brown maiden said to me that she gave me language lessons on the beach at Waikiki. She repeated playfully. All her lips were so inviting on the beach at Waikiki. Monika, wiki wiki, she was only teasing me. So I caught that maid and kissed her on the beach at Waikiki. Aina ia mai kapurana, you have learned it perfectly. Don't forget what I have loved on the beach at Waikiki. Hawaii calls, and we hear the sound of the sea and the music of the islands. In these islands of Hawaii, we have a time when the ocean's brilliant colors change to dark blue in the twilight. The mountains shade from deep green to misty blue. Everywhere, the wondrous color effect we call blue Hawaii. These are islands of legends. The Menahunis of Kauai, the little people. The princess of Manoa and the rain she brings. The Naha stone and the great strength of the great Kamehameha. And perhaps the greatest of all, the legend of the fire goddess, Pele. Pele, who lives even today in the hearts of Polynesians, and who reminds us of her power every few years in an awe-inspiring eruption of flaming lava. There are stories of her love affairs, of her raging battles with past chieftains and kings. And while many of these legends vary with their telling, there is one fact that seems to remain the same. The fascination of the people of Hawaii for Pele when she speaks. It is a true fact that when Pele speaks, the people move not away from, but toward the volcano. They know they are safe because Pele, the goddess of the volcanoes, has returned to her crater home. The word hula in Hawaiian actually means to dance. But whether it's a solemn ritual, a little comedy, or a lively little folk dance, it is almost always a delightful poem in motion, where the movement of graceful hands is an expression of the meaning of the song. These are the hands of a hula dancer. They're telling you the name of a song. Lovely hula hands, Olima Nanie.
Lovely hula hands, graceful as the birds in motion, glide nation, lovely hula hands, lovely hula hands, telling of the rain in the valley, and the swirling wind o'er the valley, lovely hula hands, I can feel the soft caresses of your lovely hands, your lovely hula hands. Every little move expresses, so I'll understand all the tender meaning of your hula hands, fingertips that say Aloha. Say to me again, I love you, lovely hula hands, I can feel the soft caresses of your lovely hands, your lovely hula hands. Every little move expresses, so I'll understand all the tender meaning of your hula hands, fingertips that say Aloha. Say to me again, I love you, lovely hula hands,
Songs Kate Cully Ne Owens. This is a hukilaus. Huki meaning pull and lau meaning leaves. In the old days, an entire village would get together for a day of fishing and feasting. But generally it was a smaller group of family or some friends who gathered to bring in their daily meal. Today in modern Hawaii, you still see hukilaus in the lovely shallow bays that scallop in and out of the coastline. Come with us now, as Hawaii calls. Join the fun at a hukilau.
Oh, we're going to the hukilau. Hooky, 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 hukilau. Everybody loves the hukilau. Where the laulau is the kakau at the hukilau. We'll throw our nets out into the sea, and all the amma come swimming to me. Oh, we're going to the hukilau. Hooky, 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 hukilau. What a wonderful day for fishing in an old Hawaiian way, where the hukilau nets are swishing down in Newlyweds Bay. Oh, we're going to the hukilau. Hooky, 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 hukilau. Everybody loves the hukilau. Where the laulau is the kakau at the luau. We'll throw our net out into the sea, and all the amma come swimming to me. Oh, we're going to the hukilau. Hooky, 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 hukilau. What a wonderful day for fishing in an old Hawaiian way, where the hukilau nets are swishing down in Newlyweds Bay. Oh, we're going to the hukilau. Hooky, 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 hukilau. Everybody loves the hukilau. Where the laulau is the kakau at the hukilau. We'll throw our nets out into the sea, and all the amma come swimming to me. Oh, we're going to the hukilau. Hooky, 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 hukilau. Hooky, 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 hukilau. Hooky, 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 hukilau.
When you look out from the shore, beyond the waves where the surfboards and outrigger canoes ride, you see the distinctive coral reef that surrounds most of these Hawaiian islands. Beyond that reef is the wide, deep sea. From the earliest days, to go beyond the reef meant a journey to distant places. And in time, the phrase became the theme for one of our endearing island love songs.
Beyond the reef, where the sea is dark and cold, my love has gone, and our dreams grow old. There'll be no tears
goodbye. In this case, it's goodbye. With an aloha from all of us to all of you wherever you are. This is Webley Edwards, and this is Hawaii Calls. Aloha.
Not far away these days, some 21 remote islands rise from the floor of the greatest ocean. Beyond them, the waters wash upon east and west as well. The Hawaiian Islands, nearly 1 million people and some 6,000 square miles of America in mid-Pacific. The islands are but minutes away from one another, but each is a world unto itself. The soaring mountains catch the rain clouds in their outstretched fingers of rock and hold it at bay, protecting the fair tropical weather of the shoreland, where the climate is so good that the Hawaiian language has no word for weather. The sun is sovereign, everywhere and almost always. Here in America's newest state, the only one that is entirely tropical. Honolulu, Hawaii's major metropolis, is the touching down place of flights from east and west. Most Hawaiians live here on this island of Oahu. Hawaii is a special place. Even the compass speaks the language. Makai is towards the sea. Mauka is toward the mountains from any direction. Waikiki is toward the fabled beach of Honolulu. A booming city, Honolulu, big and modern, replete with the good life, the shopping centers, the pace of today's America. This is one aspect of Hawaii. A land where even shoes might be considered formal wear. In the many ways that Hawaiians worship, you get a hint of the many faces of these islands. The native Hawaiians have intermingled with all the races of the world. Hawaii is almost the ultimate melting pot, a kind of world commonwealth. In their faces, the close observer will note origins from everywhere, but always, too, the special warmth that many travelers prize as much as the scenery. The Hawaiians manage to combine two traits that often seem to contradict each other: efficiency and courtesy. The Boston missionaries, shocked at the nakedness of the Hawaiians, provided the Mother Hubbards that evolved, thanks to benign genius, into the moo-moos and later developments of our less shockable times. Hawaii runs from the modest to the super elegant and does it without self-consciousness. At Sea Life Park, the great ocean is miniaturized in the Oceanarium, a center for the serious study of what men are now calling hydrospace. The porpoise has been trained to indicate numbers up to 10, to carry messages to men under the sea, to respond to commands. With a brain larger than man's, he is already man's best friend in the salt water that is most of the earth. Pastoral in the Hawaiian mood, or pineapples by the meadowful. Here you can taste them fresh from the stalk, an experience most visitors do not miss. Pearl Harbor, where America's grief outlives those who died here on that memorable Sunday, who still lie within the hull of the stricken battleship Arizona. You come to Pearl Harbor in brighter times, and if you think beyond this day alone, you remember the long, hard way that lay ahead on that day of memory. Hawaii is a reminder of the many cultures that flourish in the vast Pacific region. The Polynesian Cultural Center
is a recreation of the very villages of the ancient Hawaiians, Tahitians, Samoans, Fijians, and Tongans. These dwellers of the thousands of islands scattered over an area of sea many times the size of the United States. You see the dances of Polynesia in many, many places throughout the islands. The hula began as a religious dance to please the gods. Its every movement a subtle form of interpretive pantomime that is far more ancient than the European ballet. Hawaii's floral magnificence becomes a wreath that symbolizes the very spirit of the islands. The lei is a symbol of friendship, a toast in flowers, a part of what Hawaiians mean when they say aloha. On Lei Day, the colors of the fields and jungles, of mountainsides and coastal lowlands become a kind of massive bouquet. The Hawaiian kings of yesteryear and American politicians of today, people of worldwide ancestries, Americans all, celebrate the day of King Kamehameha here at Iolani Palace, the only state capital in America that was once a royal palace. Surfing is a way of life in Hawaii. This particular surf is for experts only, who know how to ride with the waves. As the surfer takes the waves that come, the fisherman takes the fish. Less than an hour away from Oahu, the island of Hawaii, the big island that is bigger than all the other Hawaiian islands combined. This is the island of Hawaii, a land of flowering orchids. Anthuriums. macadamia nuts, the sausage tree, hotels built around trees, a glass roof to bring the outdoors indoors, a quiet place, a private place for those who venture to the Big Island, to one of the world's most elegant stopping places here in the shadow of the Mauna Kea volcano. On Hawaii Island's Kona coast, the Hawaii of old, sights such as these greeted Captain Cook, who discovered the island. A comparative newcomer gets ready to weigh in a black marlin, one of the many great game fish the sea holds for those who can get them. A landscape of lava reminds all who come that the Big Island is the home of the great volcanoes. The beaches of black sand are further reminders of the eruptive force of the fire-belching mountains. But there is no greater reminder than the real thing. Periodic eruptions such as this one of Mount Kilauea is a sight not to be missed, for nature's power can still give man a dose of perspective. Most days, the volcanoes bide their time. On the state's second largest island, Maui, a half hour from Honolulu, the tourist retains the basic Hawaiian choice. The real privacy, even the loneliness of the endless beaches. But for all this, an almost timeless Hawaii remains to be discovered just beyond the grounds of the hotel. This is Lahaina, once the royal capital of all Hawaii, where tough whalers fought for power with determined missionaries. Many observers have marveled at Hawaii's intellectual and religious traditions. They reflect Boston far more than California. Even the architecture recalls a 19th century New England. In the sugar fields, you see the bounty of these islands in the sun. In these greatest sugar plantations under the American flag, it takes approximately 2,000 pounds of water to grow 1 pound of sugar. Not far from any road, there is a Hawaii that is still uncrowded. The waterfalls in the Hana area, set in a lush tropic flowering of red ginger and taro fields. Maui's famed Hana coast is practically a summoning of nature's splendor. The rugged mountains and the great ocean, the inland lakes, the tropical foliage. A spectacle that is but prelude to Haleakala, the house of the sun to the Hawaiians. So close in aspect to the surface of the moon, this largest dormant crater on Earth is training ground for future astronauts who hope to land on the moon. Only here in all the world, bursting amazingly from the harsh volcanic earth, the silver sword plant. It rests for 20 years, then flowers forth in an explosion of 6-foot stalks of color. Then the great plant dies. Northwesternmost of the Hawaiian Islands is Kauai. Beyond here, the Pacific lies virtually unbroken by islands until Japan itself. One guidebook calls Kauai nearest thing to Eden. In the 19th century, it was a Russian possession, an independent kingdom in its own right, and the landing place of the first Congregationalists from Boston. Hollywood has filmed many pictures here, where the South Seas reach upward to mid-Pacific. Overlooking the Kauai surf, a hotel in the style of a Polynesian village. Even Hawaiians from other islands call Kauai the Garden Island. It is a symphony of colors, particularly green in every shade. Your boat moves on the Wailua, one of Hawaii's few rivers, into a grotto of giant fishtail ferns. If volcanic eruptions shape the exterior of so much of Hawaii, here water is the sculptor. Water has carved a swimming pool that men can't quite duplicate. Here they shot the film South Pacific for reasons that need no spelling out. Hard-to-find opihi mussels are well worth the eating when you do find them. At the end of every day, the sounding of a conch horn, followed by the lighting of torches. The evening burning of the leaves of sugar cane before the harvest. gods of gastronomy are invoked. The pig, stuffed with hot emu stones to cook inside as well as out, is the central character, surrounded by supporting performers such as cooked bananas, sweet potatoes, and poi, the local starch, salads and garnishment. And the luau commences. Expect opihi mussels, lomi salmon, chicken, dried seaweed, roasted kukui nuts, and much else, all of which should hold back the pangs of hunger. And there are cook-it-yourself spots for those who go for simpler fare, such as steak. And there are simpler entertainments, too. Hawaiian evening progresses, and Hawaii lives in its special way. The pineapples are harvested in the cool of late twilight. Hawaii imports visitors from other places, and she exports her own special genius for making the most out of life.